Hello Internet, I'm your only mate, and it's time for a new episode of Death Battle. This time we have Deku versus Asta. It's My Hero Academia versus Black Clover. Now, as I should say with all of my reaction videos, please click the link in the description below to go and watch the actual episode itself before watching mine or anyone's reactions. Don't be a dick, support the official release. Alright, so how do I know these characters? I watch My Hero. I think there's like a new season coming out. I'm like a casual My Hero fan. I watch it, I like it, I have characters that I like way more than others. And Deku is one of them. I really like him. Black Clover, not so much. I've just not watched it. But I've read up on like what Asta's about, like what his main like powers are, what the overall theme of the episode is. So I'm not going into Asta completely blind, but, well, sort of. Now, as for who I want to win and who I think is going to win, I want Deku to win. I want him to, but I don't know if he will. Because when this was announced, I saw just everywhere that Asta is just gonna annihilate him. Which kind of sucks because it's a character I like versus a character I've just like never really heard of before. But hey, what can you do? So I'm gonna just watch, enjoy what they have to say about Deku, find out like more stuff about Black Clover and Asta, watch a cool fight, and find out what the season finale is. I have a few thoughts on what it could be, but hey, Popeye vs. Saitama was a surprise, and hey, if Deadpool vs. Pinkie Pie can be a finale. So I'm just gonna put my headphones on, shut the fuck up, and hit play. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Deku, My Hero Academia's super student straight out of UA High.
Asta, the anti-magical ass kicker from Black Clover.
So
By the way, his name sounds like a UK supermarket, I'm not gonna lie.
Achieving your dreams.
As long as you're a fictional character in a fantasy world. I mean, as long as you've got your friends by your side, you'll pack a hell of a punch.
The power of friendship, yo, don't underestimate
And
it.
it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Izuku Midoriya wanted only one thing from life: to be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the #1 ranked superhero in Japan, All Might.
Too bad he was born a freak with no powers. You heard right. This is like a reverse X-Men thing where 80% of the population gets red superpowers, or quirks as they're called, while the remaining fifth are stuck as basic bitches.
That's got so stuck in basic
Deku.
That's a pun on the Japanese word dekunobu, meaning good for nothing.
Persevering despite his basic bitchedness, Midoriya got the chance to prove his quirkless heroic mettle.
The biggest All Might fan ever.
Monster, much to the surprise of one.
I mean, he has All Might all over his room. Could you imagine?
His body secretly decaying from a horrific injury.
Deku's just me, isn't he? Shit.
The one who would inherit his all-powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just anybody. The hero world was filled with glory seekers in it for fame and money. All Might wanted someone whose body moved on its own to save someone.
He saw exactly that in young Midoriya, and
which
gave him one
I
of the
love.
most powerful quirks in the world, one for all.
That was the problem. Even after bulking up from lad to Chad, the recoil from even one punch would shatter all the
God,
so he trained to be able to handle his gift at the superhero school.
Don't like seeing that.
UA High.
Just the way that's done. It's
Own
just
the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years. Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekiru, someone who can do anything.
Exactly the opposite of Dekunobu. One for All allows Deku to release
taking an insult and making it into something else. That's like basically the ultimate FU to a bully.
After US cities and states.
Deku still can't access all of his power safely though. Using 100% will quickly destroy his body, which is why he learned to distribute his strength evenly across his body, a technique known as full cowling. This lets him increase his speed and durability as well, making him more all-rounded, and shifting focus to his own interpretation of One For All inspired by his pal Ida, shoot style.
Where he pulls out a Glock and blows your brains out. Okay, not really, but in keeping with One For All's rabbit theme, he trades All Might's signature punches for kicks.
So I like how they're having him actually fight Asta and Jump Force for the analysis. God.
Considering the much higher muscle mass of a human's legs, shoot style allowed Deku to output even more power while giving his arms a break.
That's just clever.
A break.
And despite being a classic melee build, Deku can fight at range by punching powerful gusts of air and even precisely aim them with specially designed gloves.
Deku has an encyclopedic knowledge of quirks and is always analyzing their strengths and weaknesses mid-battle, even if he does sound a little weird.
Despite only barely getting accepted
Hey,
in
he's
the
a fan.
first place, Deku quickly became one of Class 1A's most dependable fighters. Because, yeah, somehow these students are constantly getting drafted into literal wars against murderous superheroes.
That's just being a protagonist.
In battle against ruthless criminals like
Shit's gonna go down.
Muscular and Overhaul came much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child prodigy, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival, and the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
Classic frenemies. They're only solving their problems by pounding the living tar out of each other.
Luckily for him, Deku soon learned that living tar pounding wasn't the only thing he could do. Turns out, One For All did not originate with All Might.
Oh yeah, this.
Passed down 8 times until it arrived at Deku, with each inheritance
Very Avatar style.
previous user's natural quirk as well.
Like Black Whip, which lets him manifest crazy long and strong energy tendrils to tie enemies up and swing around the city, or shoot one out of his mouth, just like our girl Proppy.
And Danger Sense, which gives him a minor reactive precognition.
Basically, anime Spidey sense.
He's Spider-Man. Not even a reach. The mangaka is like the biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also produce a smoke screen to mask his presence.
Which, I have to admit, kind of all the more reason I was hoping for Deku v Miles.
Like that. By storing up enough, he can even match All Might's max power without any recoil to boot. Strong
There it is.
the weather and create city block-sized tornadoes with a single punch.
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift, which allows him to increase the speed of an object anytime he touches it. In conjunction with the power of All For One, he can use this to warp reality itself. Deku can go toe-to-toe with arch-villains like Shigaraki, who's fast enough to react to and catch laser beams with his bare hands.
Oh!
Nothing could prepare him for
Also, they are going there.
the shadowy leader of the League of Villains, All For One.
All Might only ever showed his young pupil kindness and support, but that couldn't change the absolutely crushing pressure Deku felt at every moment.
Even classically trained dickhead Bakugo came to help his teammate out when he needed it. Like when they teamed up to share One For All and punch an island-sized hole in the clouds 24 miles high.
Just goes to show that even One For All isn't a one-man army. Deku's true strength comes from his teamwork between himself and his friends.
And with their help, Deku will surely become that beacon of hope he dreamt about as a child.
One hero for all mankind.
I really like how that was wrapped up.
Magic! You know it. You
Okay.
know it. And in the world of Black Clover,
What you got,
it doesn't
Asta?
come from a box you bought at a tacky West Hollywood costume shop. Everyone's got it.
Mana is the source of all magic, a supernatural energy found in the air and in living beings. Except living beings whose names are Asta.
There you go.
Was the young Asta an orphan
But he gets catchphrase
born with a mutation that prevents him from
So he's a Dragon Ball character?
Well, neither do I, and you don't hear me
They
about it.
scream a
Yes,
lot.
you do, all of the time. But Asta had a dream. Despite his lack of magic, he and his best friend Yuno promised each other one of them would rise to the throne of the greatest military position in the land, the Wizard King. Wizard King? Really, guys? Sometimes they call it Magic Emperor, but we all know what they mean.
So he dedicated himself to getting swole as all hell. In a world of nerds, he would be its lone jock god, shoving every last wizard into a locker until they crowned him king.
But huge, frightening pectorals on a tiny...
I mean, that'd be one way of doing it.
child weren't enough on its own. He needed something powerful enough to shut down his opponent's magic.
he needed the 5-leaf clover grimoire.
Essentially,
Anti-magic.
Spells, a grimoire will choose its user and float beside their wielder at all times.
And Asta
Which-
was lucky enough to receive the Una reverse
I know it's not
of
going to be
grimoires.
as
The
helpful with
5-leaf
Deku because
clover
quirks aren't
grimoire is
magic.
the power of
So
anti-magic, which will literally nullify the effects of other magic spells, almost like wizard kryptonite.
it's just going to matter like who can hit harder.
Commence.
But just
Get
overall.
nerds.
It wasn't long before Asta was accepted into one of the 9 squads of Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights, the Black Bulls, filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
My kind of people. If
Of
mostly,
course.
But much like with Asta, you shouldn't judge a grimoire by its cover. And soon they were all working together.
I would go with
and
book by
kicking
its
ass
cover,
like
but-
a family should.
Asta harnesses the power of anti-magic by summoning swords imbued with it from the
I mean,
grimoire.
well.
Normally, these swords would quickly drain the mana from anyone foolish enough to wield them.
But he
Asta
doesn't
does
have
not
any.
have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
He's got his
Which is cool.
Demon Slayer, an enormous greatsword which cuts through spells with its edge and deflects them.
Wait,
with
something Slayer,
Demon's
enormous
Dweller,
sword.
which can also absorb and copy magic.
Too easy.
And toss it right back to sender.
I think my personal favorite is the more complex Demon Destroyer, which severs the relationship between a spell's cause and effect, countering the effects of its magic. This could result in anything from healing a village that was inflicted with poison to preventing reincarnation.
Yeah, okay,
Huh.
some of these can get a little heady. I personally prefer keeping it simple, like using anti-magic telekinesis to surf on your sword.
That's
Guy.
awesome.
It's worth noting that these swords are made specifically for countering magical attacks and sources of mana. The swords will act as though blunted when striking non-magical foes, more akin to giant clubs than actual blades. Not entirely inconsistent with real-life greatswords.
But none of that's even close to as cool as his deadliest sword, the Demon Slasher, a katana as black as the pits of hell and twice as badass.
This one actually does cut like a sword, but it's complicated. It lets Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Okay, at this point, isn't that just magic?
Magic with a loophole.
And he's
I mean, basically, yeah.
enough to become a master swordsman to boot. Not in the real life sense, in the anime sense.
He can spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic spells, thrust forward at top speed like a charging bull, launch a barrage of anti-magic projectiles, and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase.
Jesus!
Well, while he may be no good with mana, he has learned to detect ki. Because, of course,
The life force existing in all things. Asta can detect hidden
Yeah, I heard about this
foes
from
and
Sean.
predict their movements ahead of time, as long as he's fast enough to react.
So that'll counter the danger
well,
sense.
Asta was taking on threats like the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the Devil Zagrid, and the Dark Triad. So many nerds, never enough lockers. Too bad for Asta, though. He had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed within the 5-leaf clover grimoire was Liba, a demon exiled from hell for completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her.
Where is this going?
Demon kind, Liba manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses, which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground, despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo. Liba can actually
I'm
fully
constantly
fight
just
with Asta for a
wondering, is
massive
something gonna
power
happen
boost
with the
that lasts
book?
up to 5 minutes, at the cost of leaving Asta nearly powerless for the next half hour.
Come on, I want it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it if I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces, obliterate huge chunks of earth, and tear the most powerful demon.
Boomstick, you have enough superpowers. Let Wiz have something.
Boy, okay?
Even characters earlier in the series like Patoli had magic capable of completely vaporizing the entire Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And demons that Asta has fought since then like Dante and Lucifero are leagues stronger.
Hell, screw all these demon
Huh.
forms and
Okay.
anti-magic powers. Asta's body is so incredibly well trained, he dodged a beam of light while sleeping. As in,
Okay,
he was
that's-
asleep, and the force of his sneeze pushed his head out of the beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone.
And despite
Okay.
his headstrong and irritating personality,
AKA screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta is an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill against far more experienced foes.
But he wouldn't be anywhere without the ragtag band of deviants he calls friends. With them at his side, there's no way he won't climb the ranks to take the Wizard King's throne. especially with Yuno pushing them both to get stronger.
Unlike other classic shonen rivalries, this one isn't tainted by antagonism. They truly want what's best for each other, even if they're competing for the same throne.
Aw, that's
Yuno's gonna
sweet.
need all the luck he can get, cause even if Asta never gets mana of his own, his true magic is never given up.
That's cool. Pause. Okay. So, near the end of Deku's analysis, I was starting to think, oh no, hang on. But now I am conflicted again. Because the thing that got me was that they actually acknowledged, like, light speed reactions for My Hero characters. Which was not present for All Might vs. Might Guy or Shota vs. Zuko. So, I was a little taken aback by that. But they brought up that Asta could do, like, the same thing, even just while he's asleep. So, well, I feel like I have a bit more confidence in Deku, especially given the most of Asta's swords, like, if they hit non-magic people, they're just like blunt clubs. Quirks aren't magic, there is no magic in My Hero, so most of his swords are going to be useless, like, as swords. Like, if he hits hard enough and, like, I don't know, bashes his head in, then yeah, that will do it. But I said most of his swords because he does have that one that does function like an actual sword, and he can choose what he wants to cut with it. So he could just be like, I don't know, I'm gonna slice your heart in half and leave the rest of you unharmed. And then just, in Deku's chest, just... And, well, we'll just die from lack of heart. And I didn't really get a good sense on just how much of, like... on how big, like, that kingdom was. And they mentioned the... comparing Deku to All Might and that, like, island-sized hole in the clouds. And, I feel like if Deku's gonna win, it's gonna be because those feats are way bigger than the ones they brought up for Asta. But I feel like if those two are, like, comparable enough, then surely the sword where Asta can just, like, cut through whatever he wants and leave anything else unharmed, that could just bypass any possible durability and just kill Deku outright. So I still want Deku to win, but I'm gonna have to put my bet on Asta. So Asta's gonna win. I hope Deku wins, though. If he does, then I'll be surprised, but, well, happily surprised. Let's see what happens, and play.
All right, the
Combatants are set, and we run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a
Death battle! Oh, hey, it's Nick! There's the announcer.
Crazy strong. I'm gonna have to rely on more than just my power to take him down.
I'm really curious who's voicing Deku, because they sound fantastic.
Just gotta hit him really hard.
Sounds like something Goku would say. Also, did I see SpongeBob the Aquaman in the background on that monitor?
Man, this guy can give even Luck a run for his money.
I really like the song in the background. Jesus, it's just leaping all over the place. Ow.
Aren't swords supposed to be sharp?
I mean, I would have had the same question.
His speed isn't slowed by his sword's weight at all. Gotta hamper his movements and get that book out of his hands. Huh? He found me!
Yeah, he can still sense you. That's a cool hand-drawn shot. Oh, he's pulling a Zoro! So he had the one in his mouth. Yep.
Now it's my
Here's
turn.
Black Whip.
Wait! Are you not using magic? What kind of magic emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit Smash!
Oh, there go the swords and... Jesus.
Detroit Smash!
He's just gonna yo-yo him? Oh, he freed himself! Ow. Of course it wasn't gonna be that easy.
I don't know what Detroit is, but I've had enough of it. I'm ending this quick! Hit me with all you've got, because I'm never going down!
Sorry I'm not talking, I'm just like invested. Like, little on the edge. Ow.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him really hard.
I love how they brought that back.
You wanted my best? Here it is! 1 billion%!
Oh, they brought that back too! Just like an Almighty Might guy.
I did it.
Oh boy. Oh, there it is.
Take that, Detroit.
Oh, I love the callback!
But Asta just shoved him into that great big locker in the sky.
Both Deku and Asta were
Oh my
fairly evenly matched melee fighters without any specific abilities to give one an easy edge over the other. Though, to be fair, the variety of quirks Deku inherited from past users of One For All did make him more versatile and unpredictable.
Plus,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
biological mutations not connected to some supernatural energy source like mana. So Asta's anti-magic powers were basically useless here.
I love that. Are you not using magic?
Tactical fighter, but against Asta's incredible might, this time brawn beat brains.
Let's crunch some numbers! Deku's greatest feat of strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the clouds above, we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 12,000 of them!
And
Jesus.
required an energy of nearly 80 teratons of TNT per punch.
Damn.
Let's compare that to Asta, but Toli's spell was going to be strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about
Oh, okay,
500 kilometers in diameter, about half the length of Great Britain.
Hey, I live there.
A country of that size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT.
Oh.
6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses
Damn.
anti-magic, it isn't an automatic counter. It needs to be comparable in strength to the spell it's combating. And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta was also quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light
In his sleep.
And that's
Yeah.
his base form. Even before transforming with Liba to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta
Stupidly, I didn't even think about that part.
it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity definitely gave his opponent a run for his money, but Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all, and I wish he had won. Hasta la vista.
The winner
Of course that pun is
Asta.
used. Congrats, Asta. Okay,
If you want more Death Metal ASAP,
what's the finale?
you'll get exclusive emotes, badges, live chat, live streams, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Wait, really? Really? Okay, so I'll talk about that in just a bit. Alright, so as for this episode, I really enjoyed that. Just like all the various callbacks I thought were cute, like the way they tied in "You One of My Best," there it is, just like in "What Might Be My Guy" for Deku's like thing before that big clash. The slight nod to Zoro with like the 3 swords, I thought that was cute. Voice actors both did great. I especially like Deku's a lot. It sounds so much like his official one. I don't quite know. Just throwing that out there. And the music, I really want to listen to that track on its own. I'm probably going to like a little bit later, but it sounded really good. And I think, honestly, the highlight for me was just like the fact that was a semi-final, or like, wait, no, it was a final, and they were like, Asta's gonna take on last year's champion, Hercules. And Hercules just like terrified. Oh, that was brilliant. And the last time Nick was a narrator for like an announcer for a fight was Hercule versus Dan. Oh, I love the callback. Oh, I don't know where this is gonna be on like my season ranking, but it's gonna be like, I want to say at least close to the top 5, if not in the top 5. We'll see. As for the season finale, was not expecting that. To be honest, I was never really sure if they would actually do that matchup as a death battle. But hey, lo and behold, it's happening. Gogeta versus Vegito. A fusion of Goku and Vegeta versus a fusion of Goku and Vegeta. I don't even know like how to go about that, to be honest. Like, okay, if we're talking purely based off of like who each fusion has like defeated, I kind of want to say Gogeta, just on the basis that he beat Broly. And Broly is so much more powerful than Fusamasu. At least, actually, well, actually no, Fusamasu, the whole thing was actually, no, yeah. Yeah, no, I want to say Broly is stronger than Fusamasu. Like, I'll admit, it's not fantastic reasoning, but at the moment, that's literally all I've got to go off of. I'll like look into it a little bit, find out like some general consensus stuff, but at the moment, I'm siding with Gogeta. That can very easily change. But hey, talk about an unexpected finale. I was honestly expecting, like, stuff like, Bowser vs. Eggman, Kratos vs. Dante, I heard that one going around a lot, Galactus v Unicron when, so this was a bit of a surprise, much like Saitama v Popeye and Deadpool v Pinkie Pie. So, yeah. Anyway, I am going to wrap this video up because I'm hungry. Also, I'm going a little bit against the cycle here purely because of something like stupid. And you'll see when I do my reaction to the finale. So, thank you for watching, all of that stuff, and I'm not using the next outro in the cycle, so here's one of my various outros. Bye.
Thanks for watching You're Only Made on YouTube. You rock! Thanks for watching!